Hi folks, how you doing? RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box. Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Coming at you today with a spiritual video. I was having a conversation this past week with this random person that I had met, and we started talking about theology. For her, it was more of a philosophy. She was more of a spiritual being than a religious being. So we got into this whole talk, and then when it came down to it, you know, she tried throwing this philosophical question at me, and it was something along the lines like, there's a guy standing on a hill with a marble. There's a person standing above a lake with a marble. And then there's a person on a flat road with a marble. They all drop their marble, but they all end up in the same place. And then, of course, she didn't like my answer because I was like, well, yeah, the same place is death. You know, we're all going to die. That's what it is. And then she kept trying to tell me I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And then I said, well, no, it's death, because then there's heaven or hell. And then when I said that, she didn't like that at all. And then something happened, so she had to leave, which was great. But then I told her, I guess you've got to understand what heaven and hell is, because we all see it as, you know, heaven being this beautiful place where all your dreams come true or something like that. And hell is, you know, fire and death and, you know, whatever horrible thing that you could think of. And when I've been listening to a lot of my religious radio, talk radio, my books and things like that, I heard a guy say the best thing about heaven. So what is heaven? And he said heaven is just perfect communion with God. You know, with God, which is unconditional love and grace and happiness and, you know, whatever else it could be. But God is love, so, you know, it's just the ultimate love, and it's being in connection with that ultimate love with God. And of course, the Christian aspect with Jesus. So what is hell then? Hell is just not having that relationship with God. You know, first commandment is thou shalt have no God before me. So hell would be more like of just God gives you whatever you feel you love the most. You know, it's like the unfortunate thing of an alcoholic or a drug addict who can't stop drinking. They have too much love and passion for alcohol and for marijuana. So I guess it would be, unfortunately, instead of that communion with God, when that person would die, maybe it would be something like hell for them is just unlimited alcohol or something along those lines, you know. So all heaven and hell is really communion with God, and then no relationship with God, and he gives you whatever you worshiped. I made a video on, you know, what do you worship the most in your life? Whatever your spare time is, what are you spending more time trying to do? Connect with God, build that relationship with God? Or are you trying to, you know, are you watching TV, or are you doing something that has no value in your life? I'm guilty of it myself, so like I always say, if I'm calling someone out, I'm calling myself out. This last week I had some, you know, difficult times for me. That's why I haven't made any of the spiritual journey videos. So this is actually the first time I've made videos in about a week and a half. I've just had so many built up that it was able to take me through the rough times. So, like I said, that's just food for thought, folks. We don't know what heaven and hell really is. So I think that's the best explanation I've heard for heaven and hell. Heaven is just going to be complete communion and relationship with God. Hell is where God's going to give you whatever you worshiped the most on this earth. And I think it's fair to say that we all know that if we don't have God, or this, you know, whatever you want to call it in your life, you're not complete. You're not as a whole person. I think we can all agree when you meet that real spiritual being, you know, that real godly man, a saint, you notice there's something different about him. That aura, there's beauty. You want to be around that type of person versus someone who is worshiping an object or worldly possessions. You know, there's a difference in those two types of people. And I think once we find those spiritual beings, those godly individuals, those are the ones that really spark your interest and make you wonder, you know, why are they this way? What's the beauty of this person? So I hope that helps. That's kind of the difference between heaven and hell. We never know. I'm not to judge, but I think that was the best explanation. So once again, I hope this video helps. Subscribe to the channel, share and like these videos.